My name's Luke, I'm in software, and I try to help other people get into software. So my advice to you while you're trying to get your first job in software is to build a real world, larger project that you then try to monetize. And this would be after you've learned how to code, done some smaller projects. So if you have experience in a previous industry, that's a great place to come up with an idea for this project that I'm talking about. If not, then it's a little harder to, unless you're an idea person. I'm usually not an idea person, so having experience in some other things has made it helpful when I want. Actually, you know what? The larger projects that I've made have not come from my experience in other industries, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Come up with an idea for something that solves a need in the marketplace that will improve people's lives, a friction point you've experienced that would make it even just a little bit easier, and then you're going to spend 1 to 3 months working on it. And it's a full solution, right? Front end and back end, assuming web or app development is the field in software you're going into. But you have to have an MVP, right? Minimal viable product that you're going to put out after those, maximum of 3 months. And then you're going to try to get users. And, if you can't get users, then you go interview people who are target interviews, ask for a little bit of their time, see what kind of features they would want, and then adjust it as needed to try to get users. And, monetization strategies, ads, I think are the weakest. And then two that I think are good would be subscription-based model, whether that's one time, monthly, annual, whatever, but subscription-based. And then the other would be, I'm just going to build it, get users, and then try to sell it to somebody who's already in the space. And when you're doing this, I've seen people have so I've never done it successfully. The reason I suggest it is so that it focuses your project and it provides motivation for the project. But there is always a chance it could monetize. And a friend of mine who has had success with this partnered with someone in sales. So he had this contact who was in sales. His day job was sales, and they knew each other, had an idea for an app. My friend built it, and then his contact, who was a partner, made sales to people. And so that kind of approach, if you have a contact like that, I think is good. And again, it's just for a side hustle at most. Yeah. But so 1 to 3 months, MVP, try to get users, how to monetize, and our monetization strategies. I think that's it. Oh, I guess one thing I could add. So I did not do this before I got into software, but I did it after I got into software. And it did help me get a job. So I was a stay-at-home dad for 1.5 years, kind of like 3 years into my software journey. So I've been a developer for 3 years, decided to stay at home because we were having childcare issues. So stayed at home for 1.5 years, worked on my own software projects, and then decided to come back into the workforce. And I only had to do one interview, and I showed them that project that I've been working on, and I got a job. Had one and done. Can't argue with that. Doing those larger projects, it's helpful in interviews.